Are you looking for a podcast about trying to pick out which fursuit child is your favorite?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Oh! Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
How are you?
Lovely. How are you?
You know, it's one of the first times, like, every time we ask this, you're like, I'm pretty good. And I usually go like, I'm alive.
Uh-huh.
I'm good, man.
Good.
I feel really good today.
I'd love to hear that.
I don't know why, but I feel good. I just feel good today.
It's because you're wearing your Ragnarok shirt. You're, like, ready.
Yeah, I mean, ooh, it's a little ripe. Been wearing it for like 10 days straight, but, you know.
Oh, my God.
No, I haven't. Maybe I have. I don't know. We're going to have to see about it. That's what cologne is for?
Sure, yeah.
That's what, like a men's washing. They're just like, oh, just cologne it. There you go.
Just a little Axe under the armpits. I'm so glad. I don't know if Axe is still a thing in like the 6th grade locker room, but I'm so glad that adults don't wear that shit.
Axe is still so big, man.
Oh, fuck.
I swear to God. The way girls lose it for Axe, or did when they were younger. Why? What were you thinking?
What were y'all thinking spraying a whole bottle on?
Have you seen the commercials? That's what they told them to do. That was the directions. Like, you grab a bottle and it says, buy a new one when you want to wear it again because you're going to use this today.
Single-use cologne, 8 ounces.
Do you don't remember those commercials? They'd go, pit, what, it was chest. It was like pit,
X.
chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awful.
I've never owned Axe in my life. So
there
I will
was
say
like
that.
one good scent, but I'm asthmatic. You can't put a whole thing on.
Dude, I can't even like do cologne strong.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Honestly.
When I do cologne, you know, you're supposed to spray it like kind of like right under the neck so that it comes out like to the front of people so they can smell it at you, right?
Yeah, sure.
I have to do it on the sides of me because if it comes up to me, I sneeze a lot, man. I can't fucking do it. Like, I gotta go.
So little cologne into the rib cage.
Yeah, I gotta go wrists, all the neck except for here, and then like I'll do like a little bit of body because it kind of wafts away.
A little bit on the nipples.
Yeah. Ooh, what about behind the ear? That would be good, right?
Just a little jab behind the ear. It's
Don't they do
secret
that?
for you.
Yeah. Okay, so this is our first post-Halloween episode. I just wanted to open up with I did handing out a candy.
Nice.
Do you hand out candy?
So the last couple of years, it's been very dark on our street. Like, honestly, since we moved in, we've had 3 trick-or-treaters, perhaps. Like, the first year, I was ready for trick-or-treaters.
I will say, there are no street lamps on your fucking street.
Yeah, it's dark. Like, we have a dark street. So we don't often get trick-or-treaters.
Okay.
This year, to my surprise, like, so the last few years I've been like, fine, people don't come, I'm not going to buy candy. And this year, like, people were like, we're ready. It's time for candy. And I didn't have any.
I will say.
So.
Okay. All right. So you're in kind of the boat that I'm going to get to.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Halloween COVID fear is over.
I think so too. It was like busy on the streets.
Okay. So here's the thing. Now, yeah, we've gotten like a couple my parents did or whatever, right? So we got like 40, 50 kids.
Oh my God. That's so many.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But of that, before I get into... No, I'm going to get into the rest first. Because then because I still want you thinking about a question I gave you beforehand. We had about 40, 50 kids, and I thought that was pretty damn good. We went from like 6 to 8. That's like 2 hours, and we sat outside and just like interacted, right?
Nice.
So because we started like right after I got off work, we hadn't done dinner. So I was like, all right, I'll go get Whataburger for everybody, right?
Okay.
Literally look down the street, both sides. There's nobody. It's empty. It's like, yep, 8 o'clock. Halloween is done.
Sure.
Get in the car, and you kind of have to go through a couple streets to get out of the neighborhood to get to the highway to go get food around here, right?
Uh-huh.
I turn on to one street over. 200 plus people are on the streets, dude. Like, one street over made all the difference. We got 40 people But it's like the majority of that did not make their way to that side of the neighborhood.
That is nuts.
I went one street, like one street. You know, there's your street, alley, the next street. That's the distance that I went.
Man.
And it was a difference of like 40 kids over 2 hours. So there's 200 people. Like, it took me 20 minutes to leave the neighborhood because of how many people were crossing the street. But that street behind us, it was like there was an event. Like, the street was foggy because there were so many fog machines. Like, they made an atmosphere.
Cool.
It was a sight. And I was
wish
like,
I lived in like a good Halloween neighborhood.
It looked like how movies depict Halloween night to be.
That's so cool.
You know how like you see Halloween in movies and it's like there's kids everywhere and everybody's having a good time and everybody's partaking. I've never experienced that shit in my life.
No, like,
and it was happening a street behind me.
That's so crazy. When we were kids, like, Halloween was, you know, a couple of hours and like you would get 40, 50 kids.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's like a good number.
Yeah, but never 200. That's nuts.
Like, it was just people, mass people on the street behind me.
My sister, so she took her kids around trick-or-treating, and she said that everyone was giving out, like, full-size candy this year.
Yes, they were.
It's a fucking party in the streets. Like something has changed.
I think the world knew Halloween was tired of COVID, and it was time to celebrate, but nobody passed that memo over.
Yeah.
I didn't get that information.
So next year, I'm buying 4 fog machines.
Because here's the thing. We gave out full-size candy, too.
Did you really?
We gave out, like, full-size Reese's stuff.
Okay.
But, like, it was still snack size, 3 Musketeers and Crunch Bars.
Okay. That's the best ones.
But, like, we went full-blown for Reese's, though.
Man, I bet all the Halloween candy's sold out now. I just got, like, a mad craving for Crunch Bars.
Dude, you were supposed to go on the 1st, man, because that's when it's all 80% off.
Ugh.
So, yeah. Well, we actually still have a bunch of candy. Like, the bowl that we gave from, there's still a bunch in it. So, I've been eating candy.
Hell yeah.
And I don't eat candy much, so I'm, like, kind of sick about it now. But, okay, so I'm going to go with this, and then I'll pose my question.
Okay.
My 2 favorite costumes of the night.
All right.
First kid of the night. Little kid came up. He was the Master Chief, right? So he was Halo, right?
Hell yeah.
He comes in, and so my parents' rule was like 1 piece of candy, right?
All right.
And he took like 2.
How dare he?
First kid. He took 2 and he left. And I was like, did you see that, Dad? He took 2 pieces. And he goes, he did. And I was like, are you going to tell the Master Chief he can't have fucking 2 pieces of candy? And he was like, hell no, I won't. Master Chief will kick my ass. So we did that. And then the last kid of the night. Fucking, yes, dude. It was just a little boy, and he was Superman.
Hell yeah.
I feel like it bears saying this just to say why I was so into it, kind of. It was a little African American boy.
Okay, right? A black kid.
It was a black kid. And he did the curl with his hair.
Cute.
It wasn't a wig. It wasn't any, like, he used his hair to do it. And I was like, this kid wins everything.
Nice.
What a fucking cool kid. Because first of all, Superman's not that. But he took him on as himself. And I mean, he looked good, man. He was probably 7.
Cute.
But like, he had the most perfect curl. And I was like, this kid went all out for his hero, right?
Hell yeah.
So he was our last kid. And I was all like, take however many you want. Like, we're closing up shop. Like, take it, right?
Dump the bucket in.
So he takes 1. Thank you. And I was like, no, take more. And so he took like 1 more. And I was like, Superman is way stronger than that. He could grab so much candy. And he goes, ah! And like, he got into it and he grabbed a fistful of candy. And I was like, yeah, that's a Superman grab. And he's like, thank you. And he ran away and was so happy.
That's awesome.
Those were my absolute 2 favorites. That Master Chief, Superman. Fucking
Beautiful.
Great. There was 1 girl that showed up. She was probably 11, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
fucking Pennywised up, man.
Oh my god.
Ugly. Hated it.
Did you have to go inside?
No, but I was like, take your candy and leave. This isn't cute. Be gone.
Aw.
So we get, a pretty good mixture of shit, but there was one extremely clear winner for this is the costume of choice for Halloween.
Okay.
I posed this to you like an hour ago to give you an hour to mull it over.
Yeah.
What was the number one costume that showed up for us?
I was thinking it might be Ghostface because Scream has had like a resurgence.
No, but it is a movie franchise.
Okay. A new movie franchise.
A newer one, yes.
I'm trying to think of like
much newer than Scream.
I'm trying to think of new movies that don't have just like people, you know?
It is just people, though.
It is just people. I'm drawing a blank because in my brain I'm like bodies, but that's not a thing.
So here's the thing. You've asked me if these are good movies, and I've told you yes, and I would like for you to watch these movies still.
Okay.
There was an absolute overwhelming number of Purge outfits.
Oh, wow. Really?
Hands down, number one costume for Princeton.
Why?
Fucking Purge. Right?
Is that like... They didn't have a new movie this year, did they?
No.
People just like were... It's in the zeitgeist?
I'm telling people at work, and they were like, you are a certain type of people out there. And I was all like, yeah, we got a lot of them blue line flags, man.
Oh, God.
I'm wondering if it's just something like that. Like, I don't know. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
Why did I see 30 Purge outfits out of my 40 fucking children that I saw?
I wonder if those kids know that it's the Purge, though, or if they're just like, ha, creepy clown.
I don't know. But it wasn't even a clown. And it was like Purge outfits from like the whole series, man. Like they were people from like part 1 style. Where
What?
It was more like a flat mask.
Was there
Then
like a
were
Purge
ones-
sale? Everything must go?
I don't know, because if you don't know, the costume of choice that's been in the news is that it's all about Jeffrey Dahmer. That's like the big thing, right?
Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I hate that.
This is my biggest case I can make for why Purge was the one of choice. The final movie that had come out, that was like 2019, maybe 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make you like not like it, man.
Oh, boy.
So, first of all, Taylor was like absolutely terrified. I want to leave this town. Like
Of the Purge?
If people... Oh, Purge is scary, dude, because it's like those movies with... It's like Idiocracy. How like
you
it's
could, like,
a little
definitely
too...
see
it's a little
slope
too real.
straight to, yeah.
Yeah, the Purge is a little too real. You will get freaked out in those movies, not because they are scary movies, but that thought is a real thought that could probably happen.
Okay.
But anyway. Oh, no, yeah. Taylor's not like scared of Purge, but she was like, oh, that's what the overwhelming number of people are in this town. We got to go.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck that. If the kids are purging, no. The last one that came out is the Purge gets abolished finally, and the Purge disappears.
Oh.
But people in Texas refuse to let go of the Purge and still hold a Purge night.
In the movie? That's what happens in the movie?
That is what happens
real.
in the movie.
I don't like that.
That's my only thing that I can think of is maybe Purge is held on kind of a pedestal.
Yuck.
In a certain type of thought process community, if anybody catches my drift.
Stickers
you know
on like "Don't tread on me" flags.
I'm just making you wear the world.
I hate that.
I'm just making you wear the world. Purge movies are dope, though.
I was just Googling where to watch them, and I think it's on Hulu.
So, like, here's the thing. That first movie, you think it's just like that's like a fun horror movie romp. Like, ooh, creepy. What a weird premise, right?
Yeah.
Then it digs so into the, like, socio-political, like, thought process behind if that was an agenda that a president brought in, and it turns it into such a real-world thing. There's a part in, I think, part 2 that literally chilled me to my core when I thought about it. Like, and it's in the opening credits, which is what's so fucked up about it. It's kind of small. In that movie, So the idea is we've created one night of the year where crime is allowed. You get 12 hours from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. No matter what you do, it's fine. And it has made it to where there is no crime 364 surrounding that day.
That's nice.
That is nice. But at any given moment, when Purge Night hits, you could get murdered and nobody can get in trouble. Somebody can murder family members of yours and you can't seek justice. It's okay. It's fine for that night, you know?
Yeah. So do people just like go in panic rooms and like sit there? Is that?
Yeah, that's the entire first movie.
Okay.
There's people that are trying to break into this like very fortified house.
Okay.
And they're just like, that came out like after The Strangers, so it had more of a Strangers vibe of like, we're just going to get in this house.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but all the next ones are like, there's people that want to fight against it because they don't agree with it. And then it's, how did the Purge become an institution in the first place? And then like all this, like it becomes more of the political side of it. It's fucking gross, dude. It's good though. It's so good. But in the opening credits for one of them, so that's the premise, right? There's one night of the year. So it's kind of a holiday. And people will fly from overseas to the U.S. for Purge Night, and they get to partake. So people can fly from overseas and just commit murder and fly home.
These people coming in, breaking our borders, stealing our crimes.
But like, that was like too real for me. Like,
God.
If we had that, how would that not be a thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
That made too much sense, and I was like, oh, Purge is like legit. I fucking hate Purge now. Have to learn these movies so I know what to avoid. And then basically, Purge turns out to be, you're gonna love
Don't
it.
Tell me.
I have to tell you.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think the point of the Purge is? Why is that idea created?
To kill the people that the rich people don't like.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's
it's a
thing.
Capitalism agenda to weed out the poor people so we don't have to take care of them and the rich stay richer. That's the fucking Purge.
That's
the Purge. It's too real.
So much.
Like, it's too real. I love the Purge. Those movies are so good. And I fully buy that if it went away, Texas would be like, we're still holding Purge Night.
We're still keeping our Purge. You can't take our practice Purge from my cold dead hands.
Like, that's the movie. It's people making their way through Texas that happens to be on Purge Night, and they go, that's been abolished. And that's like in the trailer. They go, that's not a thing anymore. And they go, still is for us. And they like still buy into Purge and don't stop.
That's horrible. Greg Abbott would too, you know?
I'm just saying. You gotta watch Purge. Like,
God.
That's a good like warning movie to me. Kind of like Idiocracy was. That's a funny version of it, but that's a warning movie.
Man.
And that movie's becoming ever more real, so. But now we got kids that think Purge is cool and they're all dressed up as Purge. So I was like, what does that say about us as people?
I don't know about that.
It was a big thing. It's big.
I want to watch The Purge now. Damn it.
They're so good. Part 2's the best. Part 2 is hands down the best. And I've told you nothing about like what they're about.
Yeah.
Like that's like what the idea of the event is, but it's not what the movies are about. There's 4.
4? That's not bad.
And I've seen 3. And you know what's the best thing about Purge?
What?
Every single one of them released in theaters on July 4th.
Oh man, is that Purge Day?
I don't think it is in the movies. But that's when they get released, like, to us. Is that not... Like, see, like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
They know what these movies are about.
Fully.
Me and Taylor were ravenous for when a new Purge movie would come out. Like, we love them so fucking much. I know that you're not, like, as into the franchise.
I bet I could be, though, like the way that you're talking about it.
Yeah, but then I want you to think about how that's a #1 kids costume. Like, once you've seen them, tell me if you can piece together why it was big here.
Yeah.
Because I asked other people that gave out candy, and they were like, oh, we had, like, a lot of princesses. And I'm like, dude, most of the little girls were fucking Purge at my house.
I want to see, like, Purge princess. Like, princess with a Purge mask on.
Like, So a lot of it was this mask. I know you've probably seen this one. And you can make a case. I know that people will probably say it. You can make a case. It's just an easy, quick, just buy one of these masks and be done.
Yeah, like the neon mask with the X's on the eyes.
Yeah.
It's a cool mask.
But, like, everybody. And then some people had ones that were, like ones from the movies, though. Because, like, there's certain, like, villains, I guess. Like, in one of them, there's, like, one girl that... Man, these movies, these movies, man. Purge night is approaching, and this girl was 5-finger discounting at this store. Okay. And the guy catches her and gets her in trouble, and she's like...
It's Purge night.
Purge night's coming. And so she goes to this shop owner's place and just wrecks the fucking shop because she got pissed that she got caught.
So she was caught on, like, not a Purge night.
No, yeah. Yeah, like, she got caught, like, before Purge, but she was like, oh, Purged in, like, 2 days? I will come back and fuck up the shop because now I have a vendetta.
All right. That's dumb.
But
Why would you steal
that
2 days before the Purge, honestly? Just wait. Lady,
yeah. So,
you have to wait.
I did say there's, like, no crime, but it's like there's no, like, major murder crime and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Of course, there's still probably,
murders.
like, petty crime, you know?
Sure.
But, like, the big shit, everyone just waits for that night. God, I wish you knew these movies, man. They're so good. It's such a manipulative ride. It's so good. But anyway, I have happier things. Didn't expect to go full-blown Purge at the beginning of this. I thought that was going to be a quick thing. Real quick, you and I think it's after we did Mom Night. We did our Streamtober thing.
Uh-huh.
And I was, like, exporting our video or whatever, and I was like, I want to watch a YouTube while I sit here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this channel. It's called Digital Trends, right?
Okay.
They have good information. I really value the information that they bring out. And this guy was like, different types of HDMI cables. And I was like, I don't need to fucking watch that. And I was like, but hey, I'm sure.
That sounds right up your alley, to be honest.
Yeah, like, I can learn about that, right?
Sure.
So I watched the video thinking I wouldn't really walk away with much, and I walked away with, like, too much information. I don't know if you know this, but, like, we live in a world now where if you want to do the best of the best with your entertainment centers, like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, and utilize it fully and all this stuff, it's hard to do that.
Why?
Cables aren't made to standards that you can buy one and assume it will work correctly. He's like, it's kind of the Wild West for HDMI cables.
Why?
So you just have to buy from the right people. Like the days of me getting my cheap Amazon cables for like $6
yeah,
are gone. And you used to be able to do that just fine. My whole entertainment center has thrived on fucking cheap $6 cables.
Amazon basic cables.
And it's been fine. And I've actually been having a problem with my PS5 for the longest time. And I kept thinking I need a new TV or I need a new surround sound. And I watched this video and I was like, okay, let me think about this. Sony's a pile of shit right now.
They truly are.
How do I know that the cable they declared will work that came in the box is actually viable?
Oh my God.
So I was like, I'm going to spring for a good cord, and let's see what happens. Now, a good cord was $13.
Yeah, there you go. Big spender.
That's double the price I like to spend on a cable. So, I mean, it feels like a lot, but it's $13. Like, it's not a lot of money for a cable.
Right.
I think it fixed my problem.
Oh, my God.
Jim
Ryan.
I think the HDMI 2.1 cable that was supplied to me in my PlayStation was maybe not really a 2.1 cable.
What a piece of shit.
And I had to buy another one.
That's ridiculous.
So here was my problem. For anybody that cares.
Anybody that might be having the same problem, who knows?
Because I even took this to Reddit and people were like, we don't know what your problem is. Like, we can't figure it out. And nobody suggested an HDMI cable. Which is kind of funny. But, like, you would think the one that came with it would be fine. Or that your basic cables would be good enough.
Yeah.
But so, did you know there's fiber optic HDMI cables?
No.
I want one, but they come in 25 feet or longer.
Wow, those are big.
Yeah, you can't get them short.
I wonder if that's what Richard is doing with his fucking cords, because I swear to God, the man has like a 50-foot cord for a 5-foot job sometimes.
Possibly.
Maybe that's what's going on.
Maybe. But then he even said this on the thing. He goes, only buy 6-foot cables. He's like, I know. Sometimes you might need 3 feet. You know, you got a short job. The cable yields, they are good at 6 feet. Everything usually works in the 6 feet, but when you start changing that basic length, they ruin it somehow. And so when you go shorter to go to 3 feet, they sometimes mess them up. When you go longer than 6 feet, sometimes they mess them up. The most standard cable that will work most of the time is your standard 6-foot cable. Because I guess that's the most produced, so it's the most... Because, I mean, these
stable.
are like factory-created items. Like,
yes,
people are fabricating these, you know? So, yeah, that's like the most commonly produced, so it's probably the most... what's the word I'm thinking of? When you make cars...
Reliable.
The most like assembly line, like
ready-made.
Yeah, like people have more experience making this one over all the rest, so that one gets produced more correctly more often.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to buy one. So my problem is when I turn on the PS5, the surround sound doesn't work properly every time. I'll like be playing a game, and if somebody goes behind the camera and it should play out the back speakers, their voice just disappears. I fucking
that sucks.
Do not hear them. So I have to... So now when I turn on my PS5, I go to sound. I have to change it to a different sound setting and back to the one that works the best. And then it will pick everything up. But that's like a step I have to do every time I turn it on before I can play anything.
That's so annoying. That's like every time I turn on my fucking Switch, I have to put the TV in like game mode and then put it in not game mode. Yeah. Because there's a delay input.
Yeah. Like, I've been doing that for a year.
That's stupid. I hate that for you.
And it might have been just I had a shit cable because Jim Ryan sucks balls.
Oh my God, Jim Ryan.
I have no problem saying that about this Jim Ryan. You suck balls.
You suck balls.
Like, fuck, man. So, I got a cable, and it seems to be working. Because here's the whole thing. It's like bandwidth is the idea.
Okay.
Old HDMI cables, let's say they have two lanes on the highway.
Okay.
1080p is not a lot of cars on that highway. It flows through pretty good. But as you're getting to 4K, maybe 4 lanes would be better. But on top of having these 4 lanes, now let's say we want to do HDR, so the color grading stuff, and that's just more cars. And then let's say you want to do surround sound, that's more cars.
Okay.
And so these cables need to be like sufficiently able to handle this traffic.
Yeah.
And most of them don't. And this guy who's like a tech reviewer is like, I'll admit, I've bought cables that are certified good, had to return them, get another cable from them, but that one works. He's like, we are in a wild west of unreliable cables.
That sucks. I did not know that. No, I have another thing to be mad about.
And I happened upon this video, and I was like, but that's the real world. Like, we assume as consumers that these companies are producing the quality products we think they are, but they aren't. And we have to be informed enough to know that we might have to think that they aren't doing it right. We got to circumvent that.
Yeah.
PlayStation supplied me a cable that said PS5 ready. And I bought a $13 cable 2 years later.
Send that receipt right to Jim Ryan.
And I think it solved a problem I've had for 2 fucking years. And me thinking annoying. I need a TV or a surround sound or a separate solution that's thousands of dollars. It was a $13 fix.
God.
I'm stoked, but I'm pissed because I didn't know HDMI cables were not that clean cut.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you watched that video.
I'm fucking glad I watched that video. Fucking not sponsored, affiliated in any way, but Digital Trends, the YouTube, has good information. It's not usually like just filler stuff. They only go like, here's something that we learned. We want you to know. And they'll just tell you shit. Fully, like, I followed them before that, but like they are good. I fully trust those people. Very good shit. But now I want to ask you another question before we get into more shit. Do you know what transmog means?
Like transmogrify?
Yes.
Transmogrifications?
What do you know about transmog in video games?
I know that, like, I think in Diablo, if you had something and you and you didn't like it, you could take it to the witch lady and be like, I hate this. And she'll be like, ooh, and turn it into something better.
Okay. When we played God of War together, do you remember me saying, like, I hate most of the armor in this game?
Yeah.
It's all fucking ugly.
Yeah.
Hate all of it. I like this one and only this style.
Right.
The new God of War is going to have a transmog system.
Okay.
So, if I find an armor that has stats that I love, but I hate it,
yes,
I can apply them to the original armor that I love the look of.
Yes, I love that.
That is beautiful, man.
I love it when video games do that. The cosmetics matter, especially when you're looking at your character the whole game. Like, you want to look fucking cool. You want to be a pretty hot angel walking around instead of like a ugly ass person with a bunch of mixed match shit.
I've never heard of transmog before, but I was like, oh, that's a system I fully sign up for. Any game with that? Yeah. Beautiful.
It's fucking good.
So that's like one of the big promo things about God of War Ragnarok, is they're like transmog, and I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's like, I don't know where that word was coined, but I've definitely heard it in Diablo, because you can like do that exact shit.
They did say something about like inspired by Diablo or something, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I wonder if Diablo coined that.
Why did we not do any of this before?
Right, like every video game should have that system.
That's kind of a basic system to me.
Yes.
Take this stat, put on this look, done.
Yeah, or even to have like, so in Swatter, when you play with your armor and shit, like you can have a cosmetic look, and then you have your actual stat armor. So like, you have the stuff that you're wearing, and then you have the stuff that you appear to be wearing.
Exactly, like
it's beautiful.
People like that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna find some dope armor and be good to go.
I want to wear the tube top, but I want it to act like I'm wearing the fucking like plate mail.
Yeah, right. I had just never heard of that in a game before, but I don't play a lot of like RPGs, because I mean that's like a big RPG thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And since God of War's, the new ones have moved a bit more RPG, they're like, oh, we need to draw from those famous elements, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we're recording this the day that all the review embargoes went up.
Yes.
So I will tell you this. Because we didn't delve into that in our gameplay, because I was like, there's no need to over-encumber you with the fucking amulet system in it.
Okay.
But you would, like, put on armor, and then you would have 3 slots that you could slot, like, stat boost things into. Yeah. But then when you swap to new armor, you would have to go back to the old piece and pull them off and then put them on the new one. And it was and each piece had its own slots.
Right.
So you'd have your chest with 3 slots, your wrists with 3 slots, your legging with 3 slots, then your talisman had 3 slots of shit. So there's 12 slots that I got to worry about.
Very slotty.
In the new one, you have one thing that you wear that has all the slots.
Oh, that's nice.
So you literally just put everything in and off of that. It's separate from all your pieces of cosmetics. That's just ease of use, bro.
Yeah,
that's
just like
delightful.
Simple. Very nice.
Because I almost didn't want to play God of War 2018 because of the RPG shit in it. It was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much. I got to worry about cooldown. And then this luck stats on this thing, but then it can mix with it, and it was a lot. Yeah. And they're really like keeping that idea but simplifying, and it's fucking beautiful. I can't wait to dig into it now.
I'm excited for you.
I'm so fucking excited. But yeah, I want to tell you about the transmog thing, because I wasn't fully aware of that shit. And I'm like, why isn't that more of a thing?
It should be.
And then
every
you're
game
like,
should have
well, it is in the good games.
Yeah. Do you want to hear about a new video game that I'm playing lately?
Sure.
It's brand new. You might not have heard of it.
Okay.
It's called Overwatch 2.
You did it.
I did it.
Kelsey.
Robert.
I'm ashamed.
I know.
I am ashamed.
Me too.
For shame. Right here.
It's giving me the shame.
Are you
symbol
really?
Right now. Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
playing
really?
it. I'm playing it.
But are you playing it? Are you trying it? That's different.
It feels like I'm playing it. I don't know, man.
I am mad then.
I still don't know about it. So when I booted it up, when my friends finally convinced me, I actually cried for an hour beforehand.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't want to. I was like, I'm not going to do this. Give me an hour and I'll be ready. So took an hour to cry about it, and then I logged in, and when I got online, Richard was like, "What are you doing?" He like walked in and he was like, "Who did this to you? Why are you doing this?"
Hang on. I am filled with Kratosery rage. I'm going to crack into this now.
Okay,
listen
good
to this
idea.
story.
I've got 1 and 2.
Let's do this. Pound this Dr. Pepper in rage.
So, I've been playing it. I've put in like 2.5 days of gaming on it. So, like 6 hours maybe.
Okay. Probably as much as I played. Probably a bit more.
I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you right up front.
Yes!
Like
I don't want you to like it.
I hate 5v5 so much. Like I didn't want to play because like I've discussed before, I am the tank on my team. Like I play in a 6-stack. I am the dedicated tank, and the other ones will like swap into tank sometimes.
I want to say, like, can you think about, like, it's a challenge to challenge my gameplay style. I can overcome and own this style of play and show that I can adapt. Does that make you feel any way?
No.
Okay.
Like, I felt so fucking bad tanking. So I told my friends, I was like, if somebody else wants to tank, please tell me. Like,
and
I will offer. Yeah, they were like, we don't want to tank. And I was like, are you sure? Because I feel shitty. Like, I don't mind camping a character. I've accepted that on myself. I'll be diva.
Okay.
Someone else can be any other tank, whatever. But now I'm camping a whole role, and I feel selfish and bad and gross, and it just feels bad.
I feel like people don't want it though, so
yeah,
you're not really camping it. They're like,
that's
good.
The thing.
This
people
is our
like,
ringer. Like, here you go. You know.
Yeah, so people don't want to tank anymore, and I can see why, because it feels bad. It feels bad. I don't know how else to describe it other than it just doesn't feel good. Like
you opened up my eyes hugely when you were discussing it before it even ended. I hadn't thought so much about
the jobs that a tank does. You have to go get the snipers in the back line.
I never thought about that shit.
You have to stand in front of your team and protect them from shit. You have to peel the fucking Genji off your Ana in the back. Like,
I was always the guy that just stood there. I was never a push forward tank.
Yeah.
So I guess like that's why
tank.
that's why it was maybe easier for me to wean in.
Maybe.
I was like, oh, it's kind of like what I do.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the opposite of what I fucking do.
Yeah. I play the dive tank, which is like the mobile all over the map tank. Okay. And what do you do in Overwatch 2 when your team...
that whole aspect is gone.
It's gone. Like the tank has... I can't even put into words how angry it makes me that they have just like completely stripped out a whole role. Like the idea of off tank is no more. You have to be main tank always forever because that's all you are. There's one tank. You can't have tank buddies. You can't have pairs. You can't have anything.
Yeah.
It sucks. So the first day I was like, can we play open queue? Because open queue, everyone plays every role. It's fine. Like it doesn't matter if you want to do like 3 tanks, 2 heals, you can do that, which is like combo that a lot of people do.
What, like quick play classic was or whatever?
Yeah, you can pick any hero anytime. It doesn't have to have, you don't have to have a team composition.
Gotcha.
So we played that the first day because I was uncomfortable about having no tank buddy, and that went fine. That was fun. It felt like Overwatch, but a little emptier and a little sadder.
Yeah, because it's still 5 people, right? So
it's still 5 people.
Now you're maybe 1 healer, which is not a good look. You know?
No.
Okay.
The battlefield feels empty with 10 people. Like it doesn't feel right. It just feels constantly like we're missing something. Which I mean, I think that's fair to say because we've had 12 on the battlefield for 6 years. So you expect to see, when you look around, you expect to see 5 other silhouettes, and then you have to count yourself now. So
yeah,
it just feels weird. And the new push mode with the robot, I hate that mode. I want to like that mode. I hate it.
I mean, I played it like twice,
I don't know where the
And
fight
I was like,
is.
it's fine.
Because the fight...
You hit the nail on the head with that shit right there. Because it's not on the
fight-
robot.
No, it's not. And like the fight in payload maps is on the payload. The fight in point maps is on the point or at the choke. Like there's places where the fights are. And in these robot maps, the push maps, there's all these like weird side alleys, and then suddenly you're pushing the robot and you turn around and the whole fucking team is dead, and you're like, where'd you guys go? Or there's like a weird alleyway that everyone has come out of and you don't know where you are. It's a combination of I'm having to rethink the role that I play. I'm having to relearn how the team operates around me. I'm having to learn the new maps. I'm having to learn the new modes.
Okay.
It feels like a fully new game entirely, and I want to like it because I like to hang out with my friends and I like to play I like to play this game with them, but I don't like to play this game with them.
That's fair.
I don't like roll queue anymore. Open queue is fine. It sucks when you're facing a team that's 3 tanks, but when you are on the team that's 3 tanks, it feels a lot better. It just doesn't. I read a Reddit thread the other day. It was somebody that was like, tell me your open and honest opinion on 5v5 now that we've had some time to sit with it. And everyone was like, I wish they'd done 7v7 instead. And I was like, I never thought about it that way.
That sounds fun.
That would be really cool to have like 2-2-2 and then a flex roll, or to have 2-3-2, have 3 DPS.
I don't know how much you follow multiplayers, but like, have you ever noticed one of the big draws for like a new game is they go, oh, we have a new 64 player map.
Yeah.
We've done 128 player maps. You hear about games going up in people.
Yes.
Never down in people, because that's stupid.
It's very stupid. I don't know what the fucking thought process was on this.
You made me happy with the thought of a 7v7.
I know. I read that and my mind was like, oh, I've opened new doorways. Like that would be a cool mode, right? 7v7.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really hope that the future of Overwatch includes more modes that are not 5v5, because I'll play an arcade mode that's like 4v4 deathmatch. That's fine, because now every fucking game is basically a deathmatch. That's all they are anymore. There's no strategy. There's no like group up and push together.
Yeah.
It's just a constant deathmatch. I hate it so much.
I hate deathmatch.
Yes.
That's why I liked Overwatch, because I like objective-based multiplayer.
Yes.
I don't like
strategy.
deathmatches. Yes.
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. And I'm waiting for it to feel good. Like it feels...
It's not.
I keep wanting to play it because I want to play Overwatch. I don't want to play Overwatch 2. I want to play Overwatch. So I go in there and I expect I'm going to play Overwatch. And then I get Overwatch 2 and I'm like, I forget how sad this makes me. So... I'm giving it a trial run. I don't...
I hope to hear back that you say I've uninstalled it again.
I contemplated it the other day, man. I just...
I mean, I did. It's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's gone. I don't have that anymore.
I took one look at the monetization menu and I was like, actually, I don't need to even open this, and I closed it. So I don't even know how it works when you get in there. Because all my friends, they were like, didn't you get the new Diva skin? And I was like, it costs human money.
And they were like,
no, it's like free. It's in the battle pass. I'm like, yeah, it's in the money battle pass.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. I'm not going to spend money on this game. I refuse. Just on principle. I'm not going to give it any money at all, ever. I won't.
I would be cool giving it money for the battle pass. 100% I would. If the battle pass felt good from the shit that I would get. And it doesn't.
It doesn't. They don't give you enough to justify it. Like, they give you a hero at the very end, which I hate that. I hate that system. It's so shitty at its core. It gets at the core of what Overwatch is, and it's like, actually, let's take a dump on that.
I want to make you very happy.
Tell me.
You have turned me on so much to Stylosa.
Okay, yeah, I love Stylosa.
I watch those videos like every fucking day. Whenever there's one,
great.
I'm always like,
I love his little accent.
Because he's kind of my way into Overwatch 2 without me having to get into it.
Yeah.
So I get to kind of just learn the stuff and be good enough. And I actually watched one today.
Okay.
And it was him discussing when they sell bundle packs for the costumes versus being able to buy them separately and stuff.
Yeah.
And it made me go, yeah, I don't want to play this game. Like, every time he does a video, I'm like, God bless you, man, for actually putting up with this to learn it enough to let people know.
Yeah, I'm glad that content creators like that out there exist so that I don't have to do the heavy lifting and figure out like, what am I doing?
I think this might be one of the first times it's become like I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and say, I don't like this. I'm not going to indulge my time. This is like one of the few, because like, how many times do I fucking shit on Disney live action movies? And I've been there day one on every single fucking one. That's not putting my money where my mouth is, right?
Yeah.
I'm fully taking that stance with 2 because I've seen how it affected you for 1. I am... the idea that buying a skin cost me $25 human dollars.
Yeah.
For a skin in a game where I got them for playing and enjoying the game.
Yeah.
Is gross to me.
Yes.
And it's a and I mean, I hate to say that too, but like, let's say Diablo Immortal.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like pay to win. If I were paying money but getting like stat boosts and getting to like destroy this game.
Some feedback that's not just like, I look pretty.
Yes, like there's no tangible
gains.
Feel. Yeah. There's no feel to it. There's a look to it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to spend the money, I want to feel the change. I don't want to see a fucking dumbbell charm on my gun.
Yes.
By the way, that's $10 human.
For a charm?
Yes. Stylos, I love you. You taught me things today.
God, I hate it here. I hate it here.
And you know what's worse? There's the ones. I don't even remember what they're called, but you've seen the ones where they just do the little...
Like, I have a thing. It's I forget what they're called.
But yeah, that thing. One of them... Well, so first of all, I totally agree with him. He was like, it's the most pointless function. Mm-hmm.
It's an emote that lasts like 30 seconds.
And they don't mean anything. They're not even character-centric. If, like, Roadhog pulled out a Pachimari, fucking, yep, I want that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's got that emote for that. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah. Junkrat pulls out a Shake. Widow, dude, if she even pulled out, like, a pet spider or some shit.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. But it's a banana, and they all can pull out the banana.
Yeah, like, it's not just a Winston banana. It's like, oh, Mercy has the banana too. Okay.
Yeah, so like the one that he showed today, it's $10 fucking. It's like a stack of 45-pound weights like you were at the gym, right? Okay. That's a full-blown Zarya thing.
Yeah.
Why would I put that on Tracer?
Yeah.
Why would she go and show me a stack of weights? The game doesn't mean anything anymore.
It doesn't make sense. Like, the monetization strategy is fucking bad.
Like, and the game meant things with its features before. They meant things. None of these mean anything.
No. It makes me, like, physically ill to think about all the dollars. I can't wait to see their earnings because I want to know one way or the other if they're making bank off of this, like Diablo Immortal, or if everyone is like, actually, that sucks and isn't buying shit. Because, I mean, I know people in my circle that have bought shit, and I'm not judging you guys for it. I won't judge you for it. I can't do it.
I mean, that's the whole thing, right? If it brings you joy to spend that money, fuck
Go
yeah,
ahead.
dude. Yes,
I won't yuck your yum.
I get absolutely no joy out of a Kiriko witch skin that cost me dinner with my family one night.
Yeah.
I'd rather have dinner, man. I lived off of that. I don't know. It just really rubs me wrong.
Yeah. And it makes me think of, like, what if I had a kid who was into a game like this and I had to tell them, like, you can't buy that. Like, I'm not going to give you $25 to look like a witch in a video game. Sorry.
They would think you're the worst parent ever. Everyone else has the skin.
Everybody else gets a cool Genji skin. Not you.
Yeah, no, for real.
Sorry.
Nope.
I'm not. You can't.
I'm like, Overwatch 2 doesn't exist in this household. That's against our religion.
It makes me upset to think about children in the context of video games, because when we grew up, this shit wasn't like this. It wasn't this bad. And
yeah, we didn't have Fortnite to jump on and buy, V-Bucks on mom's iPhone.
No, I played on a free mud that a guy hosted in his basement, and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, that happened to my brother. My niece bought a whole bunch of games on their phone and bought like $500 worth of like 99-cent games. You know? And then, you got to look like a weirdo going to your credit card company and being like, hey, I really don't want all these 99-cent games, you know?
Jesus.
But, like, that happens.
Yeah. We got an email from a listener regarding all of this that I would love to read to you.
Ooh, please.
Okay. This is from our dear friend CJ, who's written in a couple of times, and he was on a stream with us once playing Dark Souls. So that was on YouTube. If you guys want to go watch that, check that out. CJ writes, so, first off, let me say this. I don't play Overwatch. Not that I think it's a bad game or anything. I think it might be the movement. I was just never drawn to it. But I am a big Call of Duty player.
Okay.
I think the only one I haven't played was Cold War. Why do I bring this up? The Call of Duty developers, like Blizzard, are under Activision. Mm-hmm. And my thinking is that Call of Duty has been doing so well with their Battle Pass. A higher up at Blizzard or Activision said, hey, you should have a Battle Pass like Call of Duty and put characters behind it like they do. And a developer was like, our game depends on heroes. Insert Mr. Krabs as the boss. Money.
Yep.
Because it feels like these people who run these companies don't play the games they release. Because Call of Duty puts characters, guns, and skins behind their Battle Pass.
Huh.
But again, it's not a hero shooter, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you get enough Call of Duty points to buy the next Battle Pass within that Battle Pass.
See? Oh.
Yeah.
Even Call of Duty's doing it better. That's gross.
Okay. And CJ says, I don't know if Blizzard is doing that, but I doubt it. They aren't. They are not. Can confirm. You don't earn enough. You don't earn shit in the Battle Pass. You just get shitty cosmetics and a hero. A hero. Fundamental piece of the game that they lock down behind money. I know that you can earn it other ways later, but you're earning it later than everyone else. It's literally a pay-to-win situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, CJ continues. I feel like the people that are running these companies now aren't using or they're not familiar with their games. Like when we were younger, it was gamers making games, or at least it was people who appreciated them, right? Now it's something tagged on or releasing an incomplete game or straight up leaving out features until a later date for the sake of money. Mm-hmm. The other thing is Blizzard is thinking they're too big to fail. And they're making bad move after bad move. And that shit adds up.
Sounds very Jim Ryan to me.
Oh my God. Dude, Blizzard is fucking up, though. If you guys aren't listening to Friday Roundup and listening to me break down how Blizzard is fucking up week over week, please go listen to that.
Yeah.
CJ continues, I'm a huge Diablo fan, and I'm going to hold off on buying it, Diablo 4, when it comes out, because of everything that they've done. Like, literally, I've been having the same thoughts, too, because I'm like, I've been so excited for Diablo 4 ever since they showed that trailer back in, like, 2019, forever and ever ago.
Oh, yeah, that was that long ago.
It was a fucking cool trailer, and I was like, oh, shit, that's going to be so good. And then it's just been Blizzard fuck up after Blizzard fuck up after Blizzard fuck up, and I'm not excited for it anymore. So he continues in his email. In so many words, Blizzard either saw Call of Duty's success with the Battle Pass or Activision told them to put one in and it was poorly executed. Either way, the game is suffering because of it, and in my opinion, it's out of touch higher-ups who are making these decisions. But I could be wrong. Just my thought. Love you guys. Keep filling my ears on the MTOP days. Thank you so much, CJ, for writing in.
CJ, you nailed it, though.
Yeah.
That's really good points. And then it actually made me think of this. It's entirely relative. Battlefield 2042, the last one that just came out.
Okay. Call of Duty?
Super buggy. No, Battlefield. Different franchise.
Okay.
Sucked, man. Like, that game didn't even fucking work when it came out. It was one of those where let's release it, people will pay it, and then we'll fix it as we go. But we already made our money, right?
Okay.
And that game got horrible sales, and it's like the franchise might be in danger, right?
Yeah.
But you know it's probably not. They'll do it again. Call of Duty's had shit releases too. And it keeps coming out every year. But on the flip side, so see, even if it got bad reviews, They might go, yeah, it's still good enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Flip side, we take Square Enix. They released Tomb Raider. Massive sales, massive success. They consider it a complete failure because it wasn't what they wanted it to be.
Right.
So it's like these people in charge don't even consider profit success. It needs to be this lofty thing that I dream up, and even if it's not, maybe they have a different goal in mind. Maybe it's not the profit. Maybe it's not player count or something else. Maybe they have a different value of success, and that's why some of these things continue.
I really wonder what the metric is that they're shooting for.
I would like to, what is your metric? What is your measurable success factor?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Overwatch
Square should have been the profit, and Lara Croft was profitable. And I said, this game sucks because it wasn't as profitable as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude.
Fuck right off.
So yeah, like, what's this one? Is it gonna be a player count thing?
I don't know, because I mean they're already saying you have to have a phone number to sign up and be a player, and I mean they rolled that back a little bit. You only have to have a phone number now if you're a new player, which is still shitty. I don't know what their I don't know what their measurement is.
I think also to what CJ said, I don't know that people that were in games before were any more of gamers than they are now. But gaming wasn't just so big that, okay, so honestly, Modern Warfare 2 just came out, right? Mm-hmm. Which this is a Total Friday Roundup topic, but it pulled in basically $1 billion in 3 days.
Ugh, God, I didn't know that.
So Microsoft is going to have a hard time saying that this isn't going to be a giant powerhouse to own under a platform holder. Like, you have the power to make $1 billion in 3 days.
That's nuts.
But it does that regularly. Like, almost every release brings in $1 billion opening weekend.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
They're going to have to fight that. But
like, it's like you said, though, I don't know that the thing is that it was gamers making games before. I think it was just that the industry was not under the level of like crushing weight of capitalism that it currently is.
Yeah. Who was pulling in $1 billion on a game 20 years ago?
Guitar Hero, maybe when they hit like Guitar Hero 6, perhaps they hit the billion.
Like, I think that's also the other difference. We weren't in a success rate that investors were that, entwined to, oh, well, this makes good money. Like, I want to be in on it now. Yeah.
There were not so many games that were considered like cultural phenomenons like Fortnite. There was no Fortnite. Like, maybe Minecraft is the closest thing I could think of.
Before that, yeah.
And then before that, it was just like, who cares about video games? It's just like shitty pixels on a screen, right? Nobody gives a damn.
Yeah, it just makes kids kill people.
Yeah, it makes kids go shoot up their schools. We don't like video games.
I think it's just that it is such a profitable venture point now. That's why we're getting all these mergers and stuff, because people know I can make pretty decent money from owning a game studio. Games do. Yeah. The games that make money make fucking money.
Look at Diablo Immortal. Like, my God.
Look at Grand Theft Auto. They pull in $1 billion a year still, and they haven't produced content in like 10 years.
That is so wild.
Fortnite pulls in like $1 billion a month or some stupid shit. Like, it's ugly, dude.
It's out of control. Like, gaming has reached a point now where the cultural significance of it is backburnered for the profit.
Yeah.
And I don't think even movies have, well, that's not fair to say, because the movies have reached that point with stuff like Marvel and Disney, because they're just saying, like, make another one, make another one.
I don't like all the TV shows, and because all the TV shows bother me, because I'm like, now I feel like you're just throwing content at me for me to want to indulge, but I need a breather.
Disney dropped Tales of the Jedi all in one sitting right in the middle of Andor. And I'm like, stop. I can't breathe. I have too many things to watch.
I have watched none of the Marvel shows except for those few, like, a while back. I'm like 5 shows behind.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to.
I'm finding it hard to complain because we're getting pretty good content in the Star Wars world right now. So I don't want to say stop making it, but at the same time, I'm like, give me a minute to digest it.
But you also said pretty good. What if we had only great content because we took time? What if we had bangers every time?
Wouldn't it be nice?
That should be more valuable than having mediocre content all the time.
Yeah.
But content all the time is more profitable than making good content every now and then. Like,
you ready for a content break?
Yeah, I'm chugging the rest of this pepper like now.
Hey, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jason, and we're the hosts of the Threads podcast, Life Unfiltered.
And we are on a mission to rid the world of Facebook fake, Instagram ickies, and Twitter takes.
And we do this through unfiltered dialogue about faith, mental health, and uncomfortable conversations.
And sometimes we talk about really deep and serious topics.
And sometimes we talk about stupid stuff and make jokes and talk about our lifelong goal of being great at fitness.
But no matter what, we are unfiltered as we talk. So we hope that you join us on the journey.
I used to also carry a thing in my back pocket. It was, I'd say, more like a journalism one, because it's the one that had like the little rings and you flipped it over.
Yes.
You know?
That's exactly what I carried because of journalism.
Oh, well, I did it because as I had movie ideas or like camera angle shots that I thought of, I would jot them down in there.
Amazing.
I found it the other day and I was all like, I thought up some cool shit, man. Do you want to know what one was that I do remember writing?
Absolutely.
In there? I don't know why this entered my brain, but I was like, oh, dude. Here we go. Spider-Man Venom fight.
Okay.
Spider-Man uppercuts Venom, and he bites his own tongue off because he has that long tongue or whatever.
Okay.
And I jotted that down in the notebook. I thought that was dope.
All right. Cool.
So somewhere in this house, there's a notebook that just says, Spider-Man uppercuts Venom, and he bites his own tongue off.
See, this is why you're not on Twitter. That's your Twitter.
That's my life, man. Yeah, my brain is my Twitter.
Beautiful.
Well, that's the thing. I can't put that on Twitter because guess what? The next Spider-Man movie, he's gonna uppercut Venom and he's gonna bite his tongue off, and I'll be like, I came up with that.
I did that first.
I said that in my notebook. If you enjoyed that little bit of the pre-ramble, you can get that full bonus episode by going over to patreon.com/YMBTOAP and signing up to be a patron. We absolutely love our patrons. We interact with them all the time. Think about content for them. They drive our wheels, man. If you want to be the ultimate supporter, you can go over to the Yimtope Apparel store. Get you some Yimtope gear. It is getting frigid. Ragnarok is coming? No. But winter's coming, guys. Hoodies are out. We got sweatshirts, and they're thick, and they're comfy, and they're warm, dude. They're
so cozy.
I love my zip-up hoodie. It's the perfect thing. I love it.
Yes, my pullover sweater, the Honeycrisp Crew, is fucking warm, and I adore it.
Taylor wears her Shrimp Council Zeitgeist thing every night. That's what she sleeps in.
Nice.
So that link is in our show notes. Be sure to hop on over there if you need some Yimtope merch. And again, thank you to all of our supporters. We love you guys so much. And with that, let's get you into that show. Let's get you back to that content.
Can we talk about Love is Blind?
Okay. So I just watched 2 weeks worth in 2 days.
Oh my God. You must be just like flat on the ground and emotionally in your heart right now.
I will ask a question up front.
Okay.
When season 4 rolls around, you gonna watch the show?
Yes.
It's
so bad for me emotionally.
I'm not, man.
Oh.
I think I'm out. I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies from the show no more.
No. I'm gonna remind me at the end of the show to bring you some warm and fuzzies, and I will do that.
Okay.
But on to the sharp and rusties.
There you go. Dude, this show is getting out of fucking hand.
It's bad. It's so bad. Oh my God. I don't know what to do with these people.
Is it the show making drama? Or is it just because Dallas people suck ass?
It could be a little bit of both, honestly. So have you noticed that this season, I think this season more than ever, they are getting them too drunk.
That's happening.
They are really encouraging, like, why don't you guys go to a bar and have way too much to drink and then get into a huge fight? Like,
I think the ultimatum is rubbed off a little bit on them.
I think so, man.
Yeah. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. Because out of nowhere, they go to a bar and they go, "Hey, let's bring Andrew back. Let's just bring the Asian tantric dude back."
Why not? Let's bring Andrew back for a show.
Yeah,
just
for
because,
no fucking reason.
We just want to drive a little bit of a wedge between Nancy and Bartiz.
Yup. And
What
that
a
shit
fucking-
pissed me off.
And it worked, though, because Andrew got in there with his, like, "Hey, Nancy, how are you doing? Is he treating you right?
Have you orgasmed
tantric
with your
sex?"
eyes, with your ears down by your feet yet? Have you just thought of the clear blue sky and transitioned your soul yet?
You want to see this picture I took of a lion having tantric sex?
Yeah, the lion even knows how to do the mini orgasms without ejaculating. I taught him. But like,
Andrew's too fucking much.
but yeah, like why? Because they didn't do that on any other show, and they didn't bring
No.
any other wedge back into the picture.
I know. It was like just that, because they were like, everyone else has enough drama going on. Let's just like kill these guys a little bit.
Well, Brennan and Alexa don't really have drama.
Not at that point in the show, they don't.
Yeah.
But they keep showing this fucking like sizzle reel for the upcoming episode because, okay, so you saw the sizzle reel at the end of the last group of episodes and then this group of episodes.
Yes.
And in both of those, they keep showing their upcoming wedding day because we haven't gotten there yet.
Yep.
They keep showing the upcoming wedding day and it keeps being like, are you ready to do this? Can you fucking handle it? If something goes wrong, is something going to happen? And it's like Alexa being like, what the fuck? And Brennan being like,
Yeah.
I can't do this.
But, okay, they showed in the first sizzle reel him meeting with the families, and he had a breakdown, and it wasn't in the show at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm like, they fucking lie, dude.
They do lie, man. I hate this show.
Like, this show has transitioned into a business thing now. Like, it is fully a television show now. It is not a love experiment, and that's why I'm not into it. Even though I did cry today.
Did you cry?
I did cry today, bro. We'll get there later. But
Okay.
I did weep today.
Is it about Nancy and Bartiz?
No, I don't fucking
Is it about
care
Raven
them
and SK?
anymore. Yeah, man.
Oh my god! I'm so upset about Raven and SK.
We'll get there.
Okay.
I can't with them. I was full, like, Taylor was just like, wow, that sucks. And I'm like, it sure fucking does. And I'm like full blown losing it. And she's like, yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm like really surprised. And I was all like, I can't believe you're not an emotional wreck.
I can't believe you're not in a puddle of your own tears.
But okay,
Ugh.
so where I picked up was, like, this is how long ago from stuff, because, like, we didn't do the last shows because Halloween happened, and we did our amazing interview, right?
Yes.
So where I picked up was Bartiz being in Malibu and going like, damn, Raven is fine. I'm attracted to every other girl at this party, dude.
Except for you, Nancy.
So that's where we have to start from.
Okay, let's start there.
Okay. There are no filters on any of these people, and I don't know if that's a Dallas people are rude thing or what.
I think it's an alcohol thing because I swear to God, every single time they get these people in a room together, they're like, you have to have a minimum of 3 shots before you can start talking to each other, I feel.
But, like, not even that, because now we're going all the way to the end here. When Cole was fighting with Zenib at some point and then just straight up goes, are you fucking bipolar or what?
Yeah, no filter, no thoughts, just mean.
But that is how every single one, all the women, every single one of these people does that shit.
Yeah, they're all just like, except for Nancy. Honestly, I haven't had any problems with Nancy.
So fine, real quick, who's your top girl for the show?
Nancy.
Fucking Nancy. Perfect human. Love her.
She's adorable and wonderful, and just I just want to light up her little soul. Like,
I
she's
know.
just got a fantastic personality, a wholesome. She seems her vibe is immaculate.
Is right. Yeah.
It's right.
Okay, who's your top dude?
I'm looking at my list here because SK, honestly.
I'm between Brennan and SK. It was SK, might be Brennan now, but we'll get there.
I don't know about Brennan.
Dude, that fool is like, I'll take on a new religion for you. I will do anything for you. He found his person, and he's like, I'll follow. But that's the thing. Everybody in that circle keeps trying to say, like, you shouldn't do it. She keeps saying it. Her family keeps saying it. They keep going like, are you sure you want to sign on for this? We're going to fuck you up. And like, they keep trying to get him to say no. And I don't know if that's like a test.
I don't know. It's a
his
weird
strength
vibe.
and resolve. Yeah, but
it's very antagonistic.
Yeah. But he keeps saying, I'm 1,000% in. And he is straight up 1,000% in.
Yeah.
That man is a beautiful man.
But the problem with
but
that
SK's
I have,
dope.
Yeah, the problem I have with Brendan and Alexa is that I don't think they're having like deep conversations. Like Alexa keeps being like, "We're the number one couple. We're awesome. We don't fight. We just have sex all the time. It's great." And they don't have, like, we haven't seen them connect deeply emotionally yet. They have like a couple conversations where he's like, I grew up poor and it's not that great, and I always want to make sure that I can provide for you. And she's like, well, I grew up rich and we're going to sign a prenup, and I fucking don't ever want you to not have money.
I think you're right. I think I'm thinking they might be deep because he keeps doing things for them, but it's just people going like, this is what we need you to do. And he goes, okay. And he just like keeps agreeing to do things, but she's not agreeing to do nothing.
No, she's not. Like, she's very surface level. I've yet to see them have a conversation that's not just like either about sex or about how great they are as a couple.
That's true. You're right.
So
and maybe that's why they don't focus on them too much.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, maybe they're on the rocks. I don't know. Like, we don't get a whole lot of screen time for them. It's weird.
That's true. I didn't really think about it.
So
because they're not up there a lot. Yeah,
no.
You're right. Okay.
I'm concerned about their wedding day. I don't know what's going to happen. I want to believe the sizzle reel. I want to believe that something is going to go wrong. But
I only wanted one couple to even make it.
Same.
Okay. So, all right, where else do we fucking go from here? Are we just going to go couples and
Let's
discuss
go couple
things
by
we've
couple.
seen? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go couples. Pick your bottom fucking couple and let's go to the top. Let's go up. Let's go
It's
up.
between Zenab and Cole and Matt and Colleen because they're equally bad for the same reasons.
Because those need to be swapped.
They just need to do a quick switch.
You know what, Kelsey? Why don't you go marry Colleen?
Why don't you go marry Cole?
That was the fucking best, dude. And I literally go, let's do that. Yeah,
I know. I was like, get the producers involved. Let's just swap real quick.
The show would be instantly better if those people would swap. Zenab and Matt would thrive, dude. Cole and Colleen would thrive, dude.
I feel bad for Matt kind of because I know like his backstory is that he had like a high school sweetheart that they've been dating since they were like 14. Yep. And after 10 years, she called him and was like, I've been cheating on you and I'm pregnant with this other guy and I don't want to see you anymore. And that was like,
that's it. Yeah.
So obviously he's going to have some lasting trust issues from that.
Yes.
And he can't move past it. He's just like stuck on it. And
I was going to say, dude.
Colleen's taking the brunt of that, and it sucks.
As much as I'm like, I understand you, he overreacts to no end, dude.
Yes, he does.
He's packed up twice.
I know. He keeps being like, I'm done. I'm out of this relationship. Like pulling his microphone off and packing his bags and shit. And I think for her faults, Colleen is still taking it really well. Like,
yeah.
She's had those segments where she's like, you have to commit to this. And when she met his family, she was like, this is a for real thing. And I want to be with your son. But then they go have that dinner in the aquarium. And she's like, I don't know if I can do this.
That was very honest of her. I will give her that.
It was. Yeah. Like you said, no filter.
but also, that motherfucker... They go to eat steak, and he's like, oh, yeah, cut into your steak. Is it cooked well? Fucking say you don't love me.
Yes.
Like,
God.
It was weird.
I don't know if it's the editing or if it's just like this is who he is as a person.
I mean, we did we did peg him for being a little unhinged when we did our initial videos, and then I thought he was very sane, but I'm being shown he's a little unhinged.
Yeah, the dude's not right. Like I
boy
feel
ain't
bad.
right.
That boy ain't right. I feel bad for his past, but he needs to get
I do
therapy
too.
and move on. Like,
Yeah.
it's not good to just dwell
That's
on that
all
shit.
Taylor said. She was like, he should have just done therapy before he came to this. And I was like, well, it
Yes.
happened like 2 years ago. And she's like, that's 2 years of therapy you could have had.
Yeah, like
So I'm
I
like, yeah,
think-
okay.
I think they need to add a phase in this show where they go to couples counseling and just like fucking talk, because these people could really use it.
That you're hitting the nail on the head for me. It's the accuracy for me, Kelsey.
Oh my god. I literally in our topic suggestions, if you'll scroll up to 1026
Oh
when
my
I was
God.
writing down spoilers.
Okay.
I wrote, Zeneb, it's the blank for me, because every single time I counted like 13 times in one episode. It's the whatever for me.
Oh my God.
I cannot
Dude.
with that.
I know this was filmed like a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I guess that phrase was just hitting its stride. It was big. But like everybody says it all of the time.
Yes. All of them do, but Zeneb
And-
especially.
Am I wrong? Am I being chuggy, man? I thought it's the blank for me meant that's the thing that you don't like.
No,
Like-
that's the good stuff.
I always thought it was the bad stuff, because you would be like,
No.
oh, like it's the laugh for me. Like, that's killing this vibe. That's how I've
Oh.
always seen it on TikTok.
Really? For me, I always see like it's the good stuff for me.
I've always seen it the opposite way. And then, but they use it both ways in this, though. Like, she'll
Yeah,
say, like,
it's true.
it's the this for me. Like, it's the
It's very
Jaguar in the pool
sarcastic.
for me. I don't like that, right? but then it's like, it's the unseasoned chicken for me. I love it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, so
That whole chicken scene was a mess.
do you know? Okay, so that goes straight into the point that I was about to say. You hit it on the head. This show needs communication. That scenario gets fixed. We had the fight. We like me and Taylor made that fight happen in this room. And I said, here's how I solve it immediately. And then I said something and she goes, "Yep, it's done." And I
Boom.
feel okay with that. And then I go, "Okay, or what if you said this?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, that would have done it too." And I'm like, "But
Yep.
we didn't do any of it. We just attacked each other." And then he pulls out the fucking bipolar card.
God, that was such a mess. What the fuck? So
You can
okay.
ask that question. Not that way.
No, yeah, not in an accusing way in the middle of a fight. Like, okay,
So I know we're flip-flopping between Matt, Colleen, and Zeneb and Cole because they're so intertwined.
yeah,
Okay.
I put myself in the shoes of both Zeneb and Cole in that situation. So like they're in the kitchen and they're
Yeah.
cooking and Cole is really fucking bad at it. He's like
He is bad.
putting the chicken in the pan while Zeneb is cutting up the sweet potato fries. And I'm like, those fries are going to take a long time. And then Zeneb says out loud, like, hey, these fries are going to take a little while. Do you want to wait on the chicken? He's like, we'll just eat the fries after. It's what I always do. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a way to eat. Like, eat the
To
fries
each
with
their
the
own,
meal.
man.
I guess that's the way I've always done it. That's such a 25-year-old boy thing to say. Like, I don't have to have my fries with the meal. We'll just have them afterward when they're done. Okay, whatever. And so he's like cooking the chicken and making a mess with it and like not using a spatula to flip it over, just flipping it like a chef would, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
And he doesn't season the chicken at all. It's just like white pale chicken in a pan. And Zeneb comes over and is like, you should put some seasoning on that. And I'm like, yeah, you should. So I'm like with Zeneb in this. And then she goes to open the microwave to get something or other. And
Yeah.
fucking like 35 Nerf balls come pouring out. And it was like, what life is this?
Yeah.
I was so mad on her behalf. And he's like, oh, you found my Nerf stuff. And he comes back and like shoots her in the face with a Nerf gun. I'm like, is this fucking scripted? Like,
I doubt that was scripted, man.
is this human real? Like, is this the way he lives?
Yeah, I bet. Because we've
Oh
already
my God.
agreed he's a frat boy.
Yes, it stressed me out so bad. And
'Cause
she was
tell
visibly
me.
stressed about it.
You put a frat boy in that scenario, they are having the best time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's fucking oh my eye, you motherfucker,
Nerf Chicken.
Yeah, and then they fucking have a good
God.
time.
Yeah. It was just so frustrating. Like, I really felt for Zenab in that. But then, like,
But see, she could. But see, her thing was she doesn't say anything about it though.
yeah, she
She
just, like,
just acts
internalizes
mean.
it. Yes.
Because we said all she had to say was, you know what, I have no problem fucking you up with a Nerf gun. But
After dinner.
yeah. And if she says that, he doesn't go, well, I feel like you're just like mad at me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she is mad at you, but she was not saying it.
Yeah, and that bugs me because she clearly has a reason to be upset in that moment. Like, they're
Yes.
trying to cook a nice dinner together, and he's bringing a fucking Nerf gun out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
Table the Nerf gun, have the dinner, come back to it.
Yeah.
But instead, she just, like, internalizes it and gets mean and angry, and then they have this, like, frigid dinner. And
And then he's really
Cole-
bad at saying his side as well.
yes. And then he just like, starts...
I just want a doting woman that's sweet to me all the time.
I just want you to be sweet all the time and not do anything ever that's mean. I want you to be kind and just good.
That's fine, dude, but you have to understand, she just came home from work.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to get shot with a Nerf gun while you're spilling chicken grease all over the kitchen.
Yes.
Time and place, bro.
There's clearly an age difference. Like, 25 to 31, there is a
I
lot
guess
of, like...
fucking so, man.
It's only 6 years, but it's 6 crucial years. I feel like your late 20s, you go through shit, and then when you're 30s, you're okay.
You're just like,
But-
oh, life makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's a chrysalis of a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then over dinner, he's just like, "Are you bipolar?" Like, out of fucking nowhere. And I was like, that sucks.
Oh, that. I was like,
That-
all right, I'm done with him, dude.
I audibly gasped. I was like, clutching my pearls
Like,
and shit.
I was still with him, like, because he was just like, well, I don't know, because he kept asking, what was the altercation in the kitchen? He was trying to figure out, what did I do that made you mad? Because he can't figure it out, which
Yeah.
that's his own thing. But he was asking, what happened in the kitchen that led to you being mad at me?
Right.
And she wouldn't answer that.
yeah, she just thought that he should know.
Well,
and that
well, you know what? If you don't want to marry me, then you just don't want to fucking marry me. Like, whatever, right?
yeah, that's their solution to everything.
Yeah, and it came out of nowhere. So I understand why he was perturbed, because
Yeah.
I even told Taylor, I was like, everybody hates when fun doesn't land. I know you've
Yeah.
probably done it. I was like, you and me both, to Taylor. I was like, there's times where I've tried to, like, do something fun, but you don't feel like it, so it hits wrong. There's times when you've tried to
Yeah.
have fun, but I'm in a bad mood, so it doesn't hit right. And we kind of get mad at each other in something that shouldn't be so wrong, but it happens, but you just have to say that shit.
Yeah.
And so
be
I
like,
get
I'm
him.
sorry. I had a long day at work. I don't want to be hit with a Nerf
Yeah.
gun right now.
He was trying to have fun. He's just not smart enough to see that that's not how you should have that fun.
Yeah.
But all she has to say is like, bro, dude, can I enjoy dinner, and then I will fucking fuck you up with a Nerf gun? And he'd be like, oh, this is gonna, and then like he gets his playful moment.
Yeah. But instead, it's
Are-
just angry silence.
Are you fucking bipolar?
You bipolar?
And he's like so for real about it too. Like,
yeah. Like putting on his philosopher face and shit. Like, are you bipolar? I think you might be bipolar, babe. Like that.
the breakdown of communication that happens on this show flabbergasts me and Taylor.
Yes, it is so bad. Like, I really think that if they just brought in an expert to be like, hey, maybe if you guys communicated, it might feel a little bit better.
But then we said this, though. We were like, okay, me and Taylor have had times where we had to work on communication stuff, right? And I was like, okay, there's one moment that was a big learning moment for us. That was like years in.
Yeah.
These people have days.
Yeah, true.
We cannot expect them to be that good at communicating with each other this fast.
I guess. But you hope and you wish for it.
You do. And I'm like, he has to be with her long enough to learn, like, I'm going to have to step up my game in this area of not being so kid-like and leaving shit like ping pong balls in the fucking microwave. Like, he's going to have to learn that shit.
Yeah.
But he has to experience that shit. And I'm right with you. Like, he's 25. He hasn't left ping pong balls in there for girls to find yet. And now he's learning. I guess, you know. I don't fucking
He's a
know,
mess.
man. Everyone's a mess.
They're
I
all a
fucking
mess.
hate this show.
I know. I almost wanted to stop watching after Nancy and Bartiz had their like really big argument
Uh-huh.
about the abortion rights.
All right, so hang on. Done with the loser couples.
Yes, I'm done with them.
Let's do Brennan and Alexa next, because really
Okay.
the only two strong couples are Bartiz, Nancy, Raven, and SK, I think. That's the two we need to focus on. So let's do Brennan and stuff.
Okay.
Like you said, there's not much to go on.
No.
They're not in the show a lot.
No, they're not.
But like, this guy, man, he walked into that family where they're all like, we're fucking rich and Jewish, man. You gonna do it? And he was like, yes. Like, I don't know why they're doubting him when all he does is say yes, and he's learning things, and he says it back to him.
Yeah.
And he's wearing the yarmulke, and like,
Yeah.
he's not saying these things to them. He's showing these things to them, and they don't
Right.
trust him still.
Right.
And they don't like him.
No, I don't know why. I don't know why.
I do.
Like-
I think it's because he is the poor dude.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, they straight up were like, we live an affluent lifestyle. We
Yeah.
fucking have money to spend that money.
But
And he's
the
like,
thing is,
I don't have AC, bro.
well, he didn't have AC when he was growing up, but I think now, he's like an engineer or some shit, right? Like he's not a poor guy anymore.
Yeah, he's like a water treatment person.
Yeah, so I think he makes enough of a living for himself. He just lives a modest life and doesn't have excess, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that she wants excess because there was that scene between them where she was like, I wear an outfit once and it's done.
Oh, yeah.
That's a look.
Yeah.
And then I put it away and I don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sucks. Like you gotta live better if you live one outfit at a time.
There are people that do that, though.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
bad.
a lot of people do that. Isn't that weird?
Nuts. Yes.
Isn't that
That's
weird
a
to you?
bizarre way to live as a person who like will wear a shirt for 15 years. That's unheard of.
So there was a lady at my job that she would go out and find an outfit that she liked,
Uh-huh.
and she would just buy the exact same thing in every color available.
Yes, women do that. We love to do that.
But then once she wore through all the colors, they all went away, and then she'd had to find a new one to wear all the colors. But like,
Yep.
it was kind of the same thing. But like, she would find one and wear it to death with all the colors.
Yeah.
But then once I've hit the rainbow spectrum, new outfit to hit the rainbow spectrum, you know?
Okay, sure.
And I don't understand that either.
Man, I just
Like, for real,
I
I have t-shirts from high school that I still wear.
yeah. Yeah. If they're still good shirts, they're still good shirts. I'll wear a shirt until the armpits like literally rot out.
Yeah, man.
I just don't think that they're going to work in the long term. I think that he wants it more than she does.
Yes,
And their conversations about money show that to me.
I think so. So that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. So for the wedding, what do you think all these couples are going to say? So Zeynep and Cole, what do you think they're going to say? Him and her.
I think she says no,
I think,
and he says yes. If we even get that far, because remember, they kind of just ask the person that's going to say no first, so that it just kind of ends there.
yeah, I think they are both going to say no, actually.
Matt full-blown says no.
Yeah, Matt says no. Colleen says yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I think.
And then Zeynep and Cole both knows. Because they had to fight literally the day before.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably both knows.
So Brennan and Alexa.
I think she even says no.
You think so?
I feel like her family's not into the guy.
Yeah.
The way they keep pressuring him, like, if he is leaving, because I think they just want him to leave.
I know. I kind of think with the meltdown they keep showing, I kind of think that she says yes because she does seem to be on board with him. Like, she seems to love him.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to say no because of this whole family situation. Like, her family keeps pressuring him in the worst ways.
Yeah. It's not going to go good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
So the last episode, we did get all the way up to the weddings of SK and Raven and Nancy and Bartiz. So
and only completed one.
Yes.
Which is stupid.
1 1/2 weddings.
I hate that.
I know.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to hit
Let's-
Nancy and Bartiz since we don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. Man. Okay.
I hate Bartiz so much.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't-
Deep inside my core, I can't stand this man.
I don't like him.
He sucks.
And he's totally going to say yes.
You think so?
I think it was a no until she did the gift
Yeah.
beforehand. And I
That
think that's
gift
going
was-
to warm his little heart over. And he's going to be like, I think I'm ready to grow up. And he's going to try it, but they will fail long term.
He frustrates me because of all the shit that he's been putting her through. Because, like, this is a whole thing, like, Deep D and Shake. Because he keeps
said
being
that
like,
shit, man.
he keeps being like, I'm just so not into her physically. And she is gorgeous. Knockout,
Yes,
drop
dude.
dead, beautiful. Like,
Yes.
she's incredible. She's so pretty. And he keeps being like, I'm just not there. The physical component isn't there. And I get that people have different tastes, but she's basically a supermodel, so I don't really understand. And he keeps being like, I want somebody who's like athletic and tall and blonde. And he's saying all this shit in front of her, which is horrible. You
Not even in
don't-
front of her. To her.
To her, yeah, like
Nancy,
to her
I
face.
love blonde, tall ladies, and you are not these.
Like,
Sucks,
he's saying
right?
this about other women who were in the room to his fiance who was in the room. It's bad. And then they had this whole thing where, so they were just talking about like stuff that could come up in their relationship because she works with special needs kids. And she's like, what if I got pregnant and then we found out that it was going to be a special needs child? What would we do? And he's like, oh, keep the baby unquestionably forever. Like every
Yeah.
scenario, keep the baby. And then I love the way she did it because she presented this argument. She was like, what if like you're too young to raise a child and you can't afford it? What then? And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I
hate
guess you
that.
can have an abortion at that time. Okay, well, what if you like get impregnated by somebody who's like your cousin or your uncle or something? What if it's non-consensual? And he's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. You can get an abortion then. She talked to him and was like presenting these scenarios that people don't fucking think of. And I hate that it's like based on a scenario basis too, where everyone's like,
Yeah.
you can't have an abortion unless this, or you can't do it unless that. It should just be a flat thing across the board. Women have the right to their body and the right to choose at all times. And if it's a special needs kid and you're not equipped financially or emotionally to give this child the care that it needs, if you choose to abort it, that's your choice. And Bartiz couldn't get behind that.
But then what'd you think about the whole, like, well, I mean, everybody should get one free pass.
Everybody
Fuck
gets
up once.
one.
Fuck up
That's
once, but then
so
learn your lesson.
Everyone gets like one free abortion. It's fine to just have one as a treat. What the fuck? Like
Yeah.
that you get a hall pass. That's so stupid.
But then how come Plan B was okay?
Yeah, why is Plan B okay? Is that a preventative, you know?
Like,
The argument is these people will talk themselves in circles to say anything but the fact that women should have full autonomy to their bodies. And Nancy kept telling him, like, she was coming at it from all the right angles, presenting it in all the right lights, and he still just couldn't see it any way but in his own mind.
then he took her to see his family and goes, you should hear her talk about abortion. It's stupid.
Yes, and then his whole family was like, I can't believe you would abort a baby, a sweet, beautiful baby who has a chance at life.
And cornered her alone to defend herself.
Yes.
Like, that was a conversation for you two.
Yeah.
But he purposefully brought it up to his family, I guess, to be like, let's pressure her into changing her mind.
Yeah. So messed up.
It was bad.
I just don't like who he is as a person. Like, he started to come around in the last few episodes. You know, they've talked and stuff, but he made
Yeah.
her like sob. these horrible racking sobs, and I've wanted to hug her so bad. I've never wanted to crawl through my screen and hug a person more.
Now, okay. You watch with subtitles.
Yeah.
I even brought this up to somebody today. They watched with subtitles. Didn't pick up on this.
Okay.
The Andrew thing at the bar.
Yeah.
And Bartiz wanted to fight, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was ready to fuck somebody up.
He wanted to throw hands.
Okay. When she's like, we're just talking, and he was like, okay, figure out what you need to, and then he walked away.
Yeah.
The subtitles say, figure out what you need to, and that's it, right?
Uh-huh.
That's not what he says.
What did
It
he
was
say?
much more aggressive, because I heard it and was like, that's not what I read, though. So I rewound it, and he's like, because he's doing this weird, like, pressuring them stance, and then he just goes, okay, fine. You talk, figure whatever the fuck you need to figure out. And then he walked away. He was so aggressive. Like, in like a bad way, though.
Yeah.
She straight up, she didn't even have to say this, but she could have been like, I literally just told him I'm glad I didn't choose him. Which she did.
She did. And the conversation they were having was totally normal. Like, despite Andrew's bizarre personality, she was just like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't choose you, and I feel like I chose the right person, even though we're having some struggles.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to tell you that so that you can gloat in front of this man as well?
Right.
Like, she's not gonna do that.
So dumb.
But he, like, got so mad. And it was that moment, that scene that made me go, I kind of see, like, what he could be. And
Andrew?
No. Bartiz. And I was like, I don't think I like him.
Yeah.
Like, that was like unprompted aggression.
Yeah. Like, how would he act if it had escalated just a little bit further, Like, if Nancy wasn't there to de-escalate the situation, he would have fought Andrew.
Yeah. And nothing happened. I mean, I will admit, Andrew was kind of being like, are you sure you don't want me? I mean, he was kind of like trying to put some stuff on her. Yeah. But she shut him down every time.
She did.
And, I mean, yeah, okay, so he said he came over because they smiled. That's
what Bartiz's reasoning was? He was like, oh, I see you guys smiling. You can't smile in a conversation, buddy?
Yeah. That's why he came over. He said, you guys are smiling. What are you talking about then? What are you saying? Why do you have reason to smile? Like, that's a weird controlling shit that I don't like. That's weird to me.
Yeah. That whole party was a mess, though. Like, this is the one where they took him to the bar for no reason other than to cause fights, basically. Because this is the same party where Matt and Cole and Colleen and Zeneb.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they had their whole quadrant blow up. Which, I don't think we talked about that on the show, have we? How, like, Cole was coming on to Colleen at the pool party?
We did.
Yeah.
In, like, the last one, because it had happened. But then it turned into the whole, I'm on team Matt. You should go marry Colleen. Well, you go marry Matt.
So dumb.
No, that shit. I don't know, man. This
just
season
annoying.
Is all drama.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's complete drama.
And I don't like it. But then we get to the best of the best.
Yes.
We get to Raven and SK, which I had the least hope in.
I know.
And as it went, the greatest hope in.
I know. Raven, I was so, like, not about her as a person because I kept going back to that moment where she's doing fucking jumping jacks while I think Bartiz was opening up to her in the pods or something.
Yeah. And he fucking would have left Nancy for her in a minute still.
Yes.
Just because he saw her, yeah.
So dumb.
He never brought that up again. Why would you not be like, that girl did this to me. I know that character now. But instead he went fucking hot.
Yeah, it's because for him, love is not blind. Like, he's just like...
All right, we got to go back to Bartiz and Nancy for when he met her brothers.
Oh my God, her brothers. I love her brothers so much.
And they're like, if she weighed 400 pounds, would you still love her? And he was like, I'd never let it get there. I'd be like, we're going on a diet.
Yeah, he's like, well, she's going to have to lose weight if she weighs 400 pounds. Like, and this guy's looking at him like, you don't actually love her, do you? Like,
I know.
He sees right through his shit.
Bartiz has a talking style that I really hate. He just says things very confidently. Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to just de-escalate and be like, oh, yeah, okay.
Right.
Because he's like, if you loved my sister, like, would you love her at 400 pounds? Well, you see, it would never really get there because, you know, we would see that situation and we would probably do something about it beforehand because I would be like, hey, you know, I see this is going on. I feel like, you know, I would do this for me. So I feel like you would want to do that for you because it's reciprocal. And that's what we would do.
Answer the question, Bartiz.
That's how he talks for everything, though.
Yes.
He puts on a presentation for every sentence that he says.
Right.
That's weird to me.
It's annoying.
Ugh. So anyway, yeah, that whole thing was weird. SK and Raven.
Yes.
I loved their love, man.
I know.
Because
Their relationship
it wasn't
really...
standard.
No, their relationship really blossomed over time. Like in the beginning, I kind of had my doubts when she was like, you can't keep up with me when I'm doing my Pilates and like keep your house clean and shit. And she just bothered me. But the more I saw them together, the more that they worked. Like they both bring out the best in each other because they're so opposite yet so complementary, you know?
Yeah, that's what I loved about them. That they were just like, well, I want you to have your business, so, you know, I'm doing something too. Now look, we're both doing something for us, and it doesn't really impact us as being a couple.
Yeah.
Why can't we do both of our things and be good? And she was like, yeah, that's what I want. And he's like, that's what I want. And it's like, okay, cool.
They're both like independent, but they want to have their relationship still, which is wonderful. And the whole thing where SK is going to be going to college, like right after they get married, he's going to be going to get his master's in California, which that's tough.
That is tough.
You know?
But you have to think if this whole process was to be like, I'm going to find my forever person.
Yeah.
You can't wait those 2 years to then have a guy with that education that now he's got the good job and then that begins, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you had to find each other in the pods. That's how this happened.
It's an investment.
You're going to be doing your own job shit anyways.
Yeah.
We are already discussing doing things separately, so why can't I do this? But then I think her friends completely ruined it.
Yes.
Because they were like, well, if you got married, we think you should pay for her apartment out here. Like, that just makes sense to us.
Yeah, which is wild.
So
like,
what? She just automatically doesn't have to pay for where she lives as soon as they get married, being her own independent woman?
Like, how is that going to impact her lifestyle? She already currently pays for the place where she lives with her own job. Why would that change when they get married? Like, her friends really, like, got in his head about that.
Yeah. Like, I thought that's what... Honestly, I think that's what the problem was. I think he scapegoated it to the family aspect. You know how I know that's a fucking lie?
Tell me.
That's where I cried, dude.
Oh.
So first of all, he says no.
Yeah.
Which devastated me.
Fuck me right up. Because, okay, so this is the wedding that they're showing first. And I was like, oh, good. We're going to get the easy one out of the way first. They're obviously both going to say yes. They have this really sweet moment. Like, Raven's getting ready. She's wearing this, like, traditional Nigerian headdress. And SK's mom comes in to, like, put it on her before the wedding. And I was fucking sobbing during this part because Raven's own mother isn't there. So watching
Raven's
the mother
family
of the groom,
is just not there. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole family is not there. So watching the mother of the groom like fill that void and have this open, honest, loving conversation with her future daughter-in-law that she's thinking
was beautiful.
Because so beautiful. Because the conversation she just had with SK, her son, she was like, "You're gonna say yes," and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. It's gonna be great."
I'm scared, Mom, but whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
like everybody gets cold feet. That's a thing that people, like you see it in media a lot, but you don't think it's actually gonna be true. Like before my wedding, I've been dating Richard for 10 fucking years, and before my wedding, I was like, "Shit, do I want to do this?" Yeah, I wanted to do it.
Yeah,
and we did it, and it was great. But like, cold feet happen. It's fine.
Yeah, any decision causes that, no matter what. It is.
Right.
You know, I am mad that she went with a white one, though, because I love the one that she tried on in the shop. I thought that one was gorgeous, but...
I did, too. And then she ended up in that, like, white one. It was weird.
But that fucked her up, though, because she goes into the place, and the mom had already discussed her doing separate things, wearing a normal U.S. dress, but then the Nigerian head thing, and she was cool with it. And then... his fucking sister and then the random shopkeep lady just be like, that's fucking stupid. You got to be all this. You got to have stew on the table. You got to have snacks in there. You got to rub his back from across the country whenever he deems it.
The way that they were like, a man is like a child and you have to treat him as such. That whole mindset is what perpetuates anti-feminist stereotypes. Like the fact that I know it's a cultural thing, and I don't want to get too like about this, but it sucks that they were just like, you should be at home making stew for your husband all the time. Like, you constantly have to have food in the house. It's your role as a woman. It's what your job is going to be now. And she's like a successful person who has a career and like her own shit going on.
Yeah. Dude, this girl has money because she's like, oh, I get regular massages, regular She is like in a full body regimen of treatments. That is not cheap, dude.
Yeah, and SK like knew this about her, and he's fine with it. And that's the thing. Like, the family got in her head.
Yeah, and I think her friends got in his head.
Yeah.
Well, his mom won her over.
Yeah, like
I think that's what did it.
I think that they're going to have a relationship still moving forward. I hope that they will.
I'm thinking he wants to wait till after college because he's like, I just don't want to pay for her apartment while I'm at school. But then after that, I full-blown want to be with her. Like, I think that was the scapegoat thing. It was family.
Yeah.
I think it's the going to college and how her friends were like, well, you're just going to pay for her to live, right, while you're at school? Like, we demand that of you. Like, that's what her friends said.
Yeah.
I think that's what fucked him up.
Yeah. Because Raven still said yes, despite the whole, like, you have to be a traditional housewife type of thing.
Yeah. Because that's not what he said. That's what those two ladies said. Even the mom didn't say that was real.
Exactly.
So she kind of knows, like, well, the culture's going to see me as not being up to snuff for them, but this family is cool with the role that I will have, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
she was, like, ready to buy into it all. She was good to go forward, and then SK just like fucking drops the I do not bomb. I was so sad.
So then that's where
sad.
I cried.
Yeah.
Because she goes back to the room and his mom came in and she said, from the moment I saw you, I loved you.
I know.
She was like,
so
she was like, my son is stupid and I still love you. And she made more of an effort to see Raven than her own kid.
Yeah. What messed me up is when Raven walked out and she goes, I never want another wedding. What's wrong with me? Like, that broke my heart. Fuck, dude. I was upset. I did not expect to grow to like SK and Raven because in the beginning they were just so blah. But their love grew in such a way that just like drew on my heartstrings, and to see them not make it. I know. To see them not like say I do at the end, I was
and I
heartbroken.
think that's their whole real world shit, like the other people putting expectations on you and all that stuff. Yeah. And that's what Taylor kept saying to some people, like with Bartice and Nancy, like with the abortion thing. That's between you two. You're marrying him. You're marrying her. You're not marrying her mom, his sister. They don't get to say what happens between you two after the fact. Right.
Like, family's always going to be around, but at the end of it, it is just the two of you, and you have to decide what works in your life.
Yeah. So I left this last one just like empty.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even gotten to the wedding stuff, and I was like, I don't think I want to watch season 4 because I don't feel what drew me into season 1 was the warm and fuzzies. It was that love happened, and you got to like see people fall in love, and you got to feel them be in love.
Yeah.
I don't see or feel that in this at all, except for between Raven and that mom. That was the most real family moment that I had seen in all the season thus far.
Can I bring you some extra warm and fuzzies now?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was so strung up after watching the last Love is Blind, I was like, what is Love is Blind Japan like? Because that keeps getting recommended
watch that
to me.
So bad. Okay.
It's really cute.
I know. I've only seen the one where like they walk out on the bridge and he just full blown starts crying and stuff. Yeah.
That's in like episode 1.
Yeah.
That's early on. So like I started watching it last night, and I've watched like 1.5 episodes.
Okay.
It's really cute. It's given me.
I want to watch that one.
It's given me like all the good vibes.
Okay.
It's got like actual love in it. It's subtitled and dubbed. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you can turn the dub off. I kind of would like to because the dub doesn't match what the subtitle says. And
I
feel
hate that
the subtitles,
shit, dude.
Yeah, so I'm reading the subtitles, trying not to listen to the English voice actors. But yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's because we're in the early stages, we're still in the pods, but
Yeah.
we're seeing like actual real love come out, and it's so cute and wonderful. And these people are so nice to each other.
See, that's
Just
what
seems-
that's what season 1 was supposed to be.
Yeah, it
And it
really stays
was.
true to the experiment, and you're getting to see people like try to fall in love through a wall, which is
Yeah.
what this show is all about.
Now it's a regular Activision Blizzard, and
Ugh.
it's all about making that show popular and profitable.
Yeah,
And
so,
I feel that.
it feels bad, man.
But I will watch the finale. I'll watch a reunion. I think I'm out past this one.
It's the love for me.
It's the love for me.
If y'all just love this episode, please do tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best way we can get the good Yum Tope into brand new ears, and we release weekly every single Monday. If you want to talk to us, you can catch us on Twitter at YMBTOAP, or if you're in the know, you can hit us up on Discord. That's for all of our good patrons. Tell us, what the fuck did we talk about? Tell us what the most Halloween costume.
Costume was for you.
Yeah, tell us what the most popular Halloween costume was in your neighborhood. If you handed out candy, if you saw a lot of kids, tell us how your Halloween went. Thank you so much again to all of our patrons for supporting us. We love you guys so dang much. It was a really great Streamtober. We're fresh off of Streamtober right now, and we're just we're basking in the afterglow of all the
Yeah,
the
we
stream
are.
love and the episodes that we put out for you guys. It was a really good time.
And our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Check him out on YouTube. Show him the love. And as always, thanks for listening. And tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. The purge's going to happen for real.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
You want to go contemplate life and all of its intricacies?
Intricacies?
Intricacies. There you
There
go.
we go.